while I'm waiting for this to dry, I want to talk about these cabinets a little bit. Now Mark, he just cleaned these and finished them. And what did you use? What did you end up using, Mark?
I think it's called Guardsman. Let me look.
He had it out of a spray can. They look really nice too. They kind of cleaned it and restored it. It's kind of like you can find different things at the store, but here's what Mark used. Now, where did you get this, Mark? Guardsman.
Home Depot.
Clean and polish anytime. And was it any certain kind of color finish, or you just sprayed it on there and wiped it off, right?
Yep.
That looks good. And these cabinets are about 10 years old. And he had a question for me too. He was like, hey, how come the top of the cabinet door, you see how it's up there, it's kind of pooch out just ever so slightly. And it could be a couple things. The door could be slightly warped, or the hinges might need to be adjusted. And even if the door was warped, you look on this straight up and you might not be able to hardly see it, but it might kind of take a dive slightly to the right so that when you close the door, it's kind of open up at the top. So what you could do is with adjustable hinges, see, like these are concealed hinges. You can undo this screw and you can pull it out this way so that you take the back side of this out this way, so that when you close the door, it won't hit first. Because this is pulled out, it'll let the upper side kind of push in. And see what I would do, and I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna undo this screw. I'm gonna undo this screw right here. Make sure that this is pulled out this way, all the way. And then I'm gonna look up at the top screw hinge, and I'm gonna loosen that up, and I'm gonna push that one and make sure it's pushed in all the way. You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of making the door cattywampus, so to speak. So if I push that in all the way, then that will help the top push in a little bit. And if I have this out, it'll help it push in. And then what I can do is, if it's not perfect at that point, I can do the same thing with this one. I can pull this out all the way, or I can push this one in all the way, let's say, and do the very opposite. Take that top hinge, because if I want the top of the door out just a little bit, on this one I can loosen the hinge and pull that side out all the way. And then I would have this side pushed in all the way. Do you see what I mean? And then if it's not hitting at the top, it doesn't matter as long as everything lines up. You see what I'm saying? And then it's going to be a happy medium. We'll look at this and see if we can keep these two kind of flush as well. And then there's other things you can do. If you see the line here, this line is really nice, but if you got a big wide gap, or let's say the top is hanging down or something, you see this cabinet door here is slightly lower than this side. Okay, so I could take this and I can take the hinge over here and unscrew it and push it that way. And if I push it that way at the bottom, it's going to lift this side up. Okay, then it's going to lift that. Then I would have to adjust things over there. So there's a way to do that too, of course, by this little set screw right here. You can pull the hinge, the door, push it this way, or you can push it that way. So you've got two different directions there. And so you've got two directions up at the top, because you've got 4 doors. You can do all kinds of adjustments. You may have to adjust this door over here to then fit this other door. Okay, or if the gap is the same but it's wide, you can see the shelves in there. I've seen that too, where the gap is wider. Okay, then you can move this. You move this door over, and you can move this door over a little bit, and then create a smaller gap. So there's lots of different things you can do. Check all your gaps. That one looks pretty good. This one here looks really good too. Okay, so check all that out too. And with the concealed hinges, can you adjust your cabinet doors? Hope you know the answer is yes.